Hi everyone, welcome on board to Helper.tv.
From all indication, this coup in Niger Republic that borders Nigeria will spread. I mean, it is going to be a revolution. That's just what it is. Now, I am not in support of violence. Neither am I saying that the military are the right people or the right group or establishment for government. I'm not saying so. Neither am I saying that the military are people of integrity. It has happened several times in Nigeria where the military came in accusing the civilian government of corruption, of oppression, of criminality. But when they got in, what we saw is an eyesore. Right now, Niger is going through its own. The military took over. They have a junta right now. A coup plot was executed. And at the end of the day, ECOWAS is calling on themselves, I mean Nigeria, Togo, Ghana, to use military force to kick out and reinstall, to kick out the military, the coup plotters, and reinstall the former president. Well, we are talking of a nation that is rich in uranium, and the people are so poor. We are talking about massive resources even in Nigeria, and at the end of the day, it is benefited by few people who are the aims of affair, and this spreads round Africa. Africa is the focus right now, just like the gold mafia investigation done by Al Jazeera, where a prophet, Hubert Angel, was involved with other government officials in looting the country dry. He said he wants to be rich, just like any other person. This is how they roll. They took all of the resources in their country and they made sure that they could buy private jets for themselves. Now, I do understand that this can only be done with the cooperation of the indigenous people. I'm talking of the government and also the Western country, because they need those countries to hide money. They need those countries to transact. Africa is full of resources, but what we have on our hands is a poor continent. Not poor because of lack of resources, but poor as a result of wickedness. I want you to listen to this video from the beginning to the end of it. There is an awakening, and Africa should not fall into the trap of other countries such as China, Russia. We need to open up our eyes. It is not about running away from the US, running away from the European Union and falling, although there are no indication or history that points to Russia colonizing any country. But regardless of this, we should open our eyes and stand on our ground firmly. We should be able to come to a round table and decide the terms and conditions of our resources. But first, we need to deal with the rot, with the cancer inside our countries.
Calling yourself a Democrat when you loot all the resources of your country, mislead people, torture them, imprison them, burn their businesses to us, and you call that a democracy? Or a civilian rule and an illegally elected government? The leaders must stop lying to their electorate first. They must stop the corruption. They must stop looting our resources. They must understand that they are not a better citizen than anybody. Where is the fairness in ECOWAS or in the African Union? They are not representing us. I believe they are representing themselves. So we are calling them to remember that power belongs to the people. Alassane Ouattara knows how he came into power with Gbagbo. He knows. But he finished his 10-year term. He changed the constitution for another term. They are there with him. Nobody condemns him. They are not there to condemn him because he's dancing to their tune. Yagut, of recent, I have seen the ECOWAS introducing the anti-coup d'etat unit. Ñu ne pour coup d'etat dafa war a stop. Ku ko def, they will form a big unit, ñu ñëw attaque la. We are not in support of coup d'etat. Let me make that very clear. And I want them to hear this. We are not in support of coup d'etat. I was a member of the Pan-African Parliament and have advocated strongly for us to introduce a term limit to make sure that we do away with coup d'etats in Africa, especially in West Africa. So meaning, I am not in support of coup d'etat. But I have a concern. Before setting up a unit or anti-coup d'etat unit in ECOWAS, isn't it time that the African head of states or the ECOWAS head of states look into the reason why there are coup d'etats? What are the root causes of coup d'etats? Let them put their house in order first before they set up an anti-coup d'etat unit. Let them put their house in order. And I believe their house is not in order. This unit is set up to defend them and to protect them only, nobody else. What is more coup d'etat than your national constitution gives you 2-term limit, 5 years, 2 terms. After serving 10 years, you want to change the constitution for another term. Is that not a coup d'etat? Because you feel you have the powers to do that. The soldiers have the powers to coup d'etat. That is also another coup d'etat. And they are living with them there. They are there. In the name of civilian, putting on mufti clothes, calling yourself a Democrat, when you loot all the resources of your country, mislead people, torture them, imprison them, burn their businesses to us, and you call that a democracy? Or a civilian rule and an illegally elected government? The leaders must stop lying to their electorate first. They must stop the corruption. They must stop looting our resources. They must understand that they are not a better citizen than anybody. They are given a responsibility, a role to play to help develop the countries and make sure that there is peace and tranquility and respect the constitution of the country. But this is not happening. Example is this government. This government has lied to people in 2016 that they are going only for 3 years. Was that not a lie? Who asked them to tell people that we are going for 3 years? Were they forced to say that? They went around the whole country, lied to everyone. When the people started reminding them, this is what you promised us, they throw tear gas on them. And the president is bragging, yes, when I throw tear gas in them, they never came back. Does that not anger The citizens, you throw tear gas on your people. Some of them are wounded and you stand out there and bragging that I throw them a tear gas. They never come back. That alone can anger the citizens. You promise the people you will have a security sector reform. It's never happening. The civil service sector reform is never happening. The Jani Commission was violated before the end of the commission. When you take all the assets of the former president, and now you are busy buying assets, your days are coming. I thought they should have learned, or they could have learned from this. Unfortunately, they are not learning. So before you create a unit to go against any attempt of coup, put your house in order, stop lying to your electorate, stop lying to your citizens, stop looting the resources of your country, stop corruption in your country. And then you can talk about anti-coup d'etat. When Alpha Conde was killing his people in Guinea, after serving 10 years, he said it was not enough. I want to serve another term. During the process, so many Guineans were killed. And I did not hear any ECOWAS going there or condemning him. You know why? Because Guinea was too big for them, or Alpha was dancing to their tune. Because I think that was why the small Gambia was surrounded all sides by soldiers and guns in 2016. Because Gambia was small, or Gambia is a small country, and Jammeh was not dancing to their tune. After the presidential election in Guinea, more than 300 Guineans were butchered, killed. No ECOWAS condemned him. No African Union condemned him. Instead, they pick up their phones and say, Monsieur le Président, félicitations, congratulations. That is the fair game that is happening in Africa. They can condemn Mali, they can condemn Guinea, they are soldiers. But the one in Chad, who has been given a red carpet from the African Union, was never condemned, and he's a soldier too. He's a soldier. They can give him a red carpet to the African Union. But the other soldiers are condemned for their attempt, or for their act. Where is the fairness in ECOWAS? Or in the African Union? They are not representing us. I believe they are representing themselves. So we are calling them to remember that power belongs to the people. Alassane Ouattara knows how he came into power with Gbagbo. He knows. But he finished his 10-year term, he changed the constitution for another term. They are there with him. Nobody condemns him. They are not there to condemn him because he's dancing to their tune.
Power belongs to the people. And it is not just words to make you feel comfortable. Power and action must flow hand in hand. It must go hand in hand. You see, these criminals are not ready, and they will not ever be, easily moved out. They want to retain power. They will be looking for ways to make sure that they remain in that power. Look at Cameroon. The man is dead, but alive. But he's being kept there and also allowed and pampered because he has decided to open up his country to be looted, to be milked by France by the West. And this is how they roll. This is how they roll. Nigeria is still a little bit, here and there because of the population and the tenacity of the youth and many other things. If not, you will have dead presidents. When I say dead, I mean very dead. Not even like Bola Ahmed Tinubu or Buhari. You have dead presidents. This is the kind of continent that they want us to have. A continent where older people, elderly people that are supposed to be in old people's home, care home, and now those that will be your president. They want people who have low cognitive reason as a result of age, and those that are not even really educated. And we are even looking at this, lackadaisical attitude and immoral, evil wickedness that lies inside of them. They promote monopoly, corruption, wickedness. That's just all they do. Some people might be quick to point at the United States and they say, what about Sleepy Joe? What about Joe Biden? Joe Biden can be president of America even if he's on a wheelchair. I'll tell you why. Because America has been structured in a way, the system, which is what works a country, it has been put in place so that each arms of government, each parastatal, each agency can work synchronously regardless of who is the president. Once the president begins to act like Donald Trump, thinking that America is his company, his own private property, didn't you see how he was vomited? This is what we are talking about. He was vomited and spit out. Look at the United Kingdom when Boris Johnson thought that number 10 has now become a place for him to party and do whatever he likes, whilst telling other people to make sure that they cover their nose, use your nose mask and whatever thing. He was vomited, he was kicked out. Why? Because the system has been made strong to synchronously work together. Once one part of the system is not working, it will affect the rest of them and it will be spotted quickly and dealt with. And moreover, the most important of it is that they have realized who they are, how important they are, and they are not saying Sai Baba or Gasa, raising up their hands and giving so much to a man that is supposed to serve, called president, prime minister, governor, and all of that. We need to deal with this culture where you bow and respect. Well, if hunger has been weaponized to make you this way, it's time for you to rise up. Enough is enough. It's got nothing to do with tribe, religion. We are talking about humanity. At the end of the day, if you don't fight this to finish, your children will inherit that battle. Like and share this video, subscribe to this channel. See you in the next update.
I say a very big thank you to those who have taken time to subscribe to this channel. And if you're yet to subscribe, kindly tap on that subscription button and also the red bell icon so you will be notified whenever videos such as this are uploaded.